In 1 year, we've done so much in changing the mindset of a lot of people in Thailand and around the world on the importance of taking very seriously the much-needed climate action. I think we had a key breakthrough with the announcement by the Prime Minister in Glasgow, and even a few days before the departure of the delegation, it was still unclear exactly what would come out, but I think it's been a really, really good message that we heard from the Prime Minister in Glasgow, and he has really stepped to the level that we need to be. And now it's for all of us, public and private sector, Thai nationals and all the friends and the partners that are in Thailand working with the government and with the society on climate action to find innovative and creative ways to really pick up the speed and deliver on this promise of 2050 and 2065 in terms of carbon neutrality and zero emissions. Of course it won't be easy, but what is easy in life? I still haven't quite figured that one out either. So it's really about hard work. Now I could go on and tell you what UNDP will be doing, but I think more importantly there are 3 key messages that I would like to share with all of you. And the first one is yes, we have achieved this first batch of 49 leaders of Thailand who are now converted and who will champion climate action in their respective functions, in their respective ecosystems. But leadership also needs to come at the ground level, at the community level. And this is, I think, for us the next frontier, is how do we manage to convince and to really mobilize local level leaders, the governors, the mayors, the chief executive of provincial administrations from around the country, the leaders of the local communities in the villages and the tambons, to also think about climate action in the same way. It's urgent, it has to be ambitious, and it has to be about galvanizing and mobilizing all sectors of local development. And this is what we have been discussing with the minister and with other senior officials to spend some time during the Thailand Climate Action Conference that's to come to really dedicate some time for that sub-national championing of climate action. The second message is really about we have the leaders, but we need to think of the future leaders, the leaders to come, and that's the younger generation. There has been around Glasgow, and especially in Milan, around the preparation to COP26, a very big and ambitious global movement of mobilizing youth for climate action. And we've had 2 wonderful representatives from Thailand who went to Milan, and since they get back, those 2 young ladies have been extremely active with us and with other national officials to continue spreading this mobilization effort. And we need to also, multiply this work and making sure that the younger generation are also very much involved, not only because we expect them to do and to take action, but we also have to listen to their voices and to how they look at climate action from their perspective, whether they are students or young professionals, or even younger, it's still in high school and in younger segments of the youth of Thailand. We need to mobilize their dynamism and their creativity behind tailored climate action for young people. And the third and last point I'd like to make is to again look at climate action not in a silo, not in a vertical fashion. And I think we've demonstrated through this forum how it's very important that all actors of development, whether they are from the private sector in businesses and big and small and medium-sized enterprises, and of course government officials, undertake climate action. We also need to link climate action with the issue of biodiversity. And we have in front of us COP15 in Kunming that will take place later this year, which will be a very opportune moment to combine and understand the link between climate change and nature, and how the sustainable management of natural resources, especially for a country like Thailand that is so dependent and which relies so much on the quality of its nature, really need to link this effort of climate action with conservation and sustainable management of natural resources. Whether it's the quality of the seas, of the corals, fighting plastic pollution, but also looking at forests, the diversity of its bioassets. All this needs to be carefully analyzed and thought through. There has been, just a few weeks back in Nairobi, the important foundation for a plastic agreement, a global plastic agreement. And I know this has been discussed at the level of the minister and his colleagues, and there is, I think, appetite for this agreement in Thailand. Thailand is both a very important, I would say, victim of plastic pollution. We know there's a lot of plastic pollution out there, but it's also a big consumer of plastics, unfortunately. And with the COVID-19 pandemic, the efforts that had started and that were very promising in its impact, have been slowed down with all the plastic that we have used during the pandemic. So we need to find the right balance again on this issue of plastic, and I hope that the support of Thailand for this plastic global agreement will continue and will strengthen as we move forward on the negotiations behind this very important new agreement that will, combined with biodiversity and combined with climate action, will allow us, hopefully, to guarantee that the future generations on this planet will enjoy, if not the same quality, maybe even a better quality of life than we do. With this, thank you very much again for all the support that the media has brought, the attention that you have helped us bring to this issue of climate action. It's very important that you echo the urgency of the action, and we are absolutely committed to continue working with TGO, with Monterey, and with all the other actors for the next batches of leaders and champions of climate action. And again, a big, big congratulations to the 49 members of this first batch. Thank you very much.